Hey there, YouTubers and metalheads and whoever the hell watches this. Welcome back once again. Today I'm going to be talking about something that has always pissed me off because being a 80s rocker and metalhead, growing up in the early to mid 90s, turning on MTV, listening to like glam, hair metal, hard rock, metal from the 80s, and I'm seeing like this fucking Soundgarden, Nirvana, and all this shit on TV. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So this video has to deal with, is this band grunge or metal? So the band I'm talking about today is the only grunge band, because it's up for interpretation, I guess, that I really liked. And that was, well, I like Mother Love Bone, but that's besides the point. They only have one album, Alice in Chains. And today, going to be the Alice in Chains retrospective, The Dirt and Facelift. Because the third album is all grunge. I don't like the third album. You listen to that album, there's gone are the solos and the hard rocking aspect. It's a sludgy, grungy album. So I'm going to talk about, and I've never really listened to much of the new Alice in Chains, but I've heard a few songs, Check My Brain obviously, and a few songs off the second album after that, which I didn't really care for. It's still not grunge, really. It's more alternative metal. So begs the question, is Alice in Chains grunge or is it metal? Or both? Lane Staley started out in a hair metal band actually called Alice in, like apostrophe, Guns N' Roses style, Alice in Chains. And it's glam. He had the big hair and everything and makeup and all that. And you can find it on YouTube. You would be blown away by the difference if you look it up. And then when they formed the band, a lot of their demos, some of which are on that Music Box compilation that came out in the late 90s, they have a Guns N' Roses-esque vibe to them. So, to me, this band is a metal band. And even when they started on like the Facelift tour, they were put in place with like Van Halen, Extreme, Poison, Anthrax, and all those bands like that. So they were put together with the poppy metal bands and the thrash bands. And if you listen to Cantrell playing, to me, it's metal based. What makes this band grungy is like Lane's vocals and dark lyrics. He has a brooding vocals. But to me, the debate is it grunge or is it metal? Anyway, getting into it, I'm going to talk about the second album first, which is Dirt. I used to have a Dirt shirt. But I don't know where the hell it is. Everybody considers this, well, most people do, most fans, the best record. It's not my favorite. I'll get into that in a minute, but it's probably their best in terms of songwriting and production. It's like, it's consistent. But starting out, all the singles for the most part, Them Bones, metal-based song. Damn, That River isn't a single, but fucking metal-based again. Down the Hole is it's like a, an acoustic metal song, slow metal song, kind of brooding metal song. I guess it's kind of grungy, but it also has the guitar and the solo. So yeah, and Rooster, everybody knows, and it ends with two fucking amazing tracks. Probably my favorite song off the album, Angry Chair, which has a grungy sound to it, but it has an awesome fast guitar solo, high pitched guitar solo by Cantrell. It's a metal based song, and then Wood is another hard rock metal based song. But the reason why I don't have this as my favorite album by them is it's very grungy and depressing. If coming from a metal standpoint, not a grunge standpoint, like, the middle of this album is like dark, slow brooding. There's some metal in it, but it's more of a brooding, doomy, less guitar driven type sound in the middle of songs, like the title track, Junkhead, Godsmack, Hate to Feel, Sick Man, stuff like that. That's why I don't like it as much as the other one. So I'm gonna get into that in a second. But that begs the question: is this band grunge or metal? I mean, you can hear the metal guitar licks on almost all the songs, but a lot of Lane's vocals somewhat tend to take over on the more grungy songs, more than the guitar riffs. So I always said Dirt. To me, it's a mix. It's like a grungy metal record, if that makes sense. I don't know if there's such a fucking thing, but that's why I have it second. Now, this album Facelift is my favorite by them because it's a more metal and hard rock record. Maybe you can say they didn't know what their sound was at the time, which is what Cantrell has said, but they were more experimenting on what fits, I guess. But I mean, the fucking first half is all metal. We Die Young, which is probably my favorite Alice in Chains song. Metal as fuck. Man of the Box, great song. The Talking Box, Sea of Sorrow, great metal song. Could have been done like a Guns N' Roses style song. Bleed the Freak, another good metal song. I Can't Remember and Love Hate Love are more, I don't know, alternative. Not really grungy. Kind of grungy, but not really, if that makes sense. And then the second half of this album, a lot of people don't like it because it's like, it's too inconsistent. Of course, when you have those 4 songs, of course it's not going to be 4 or 5 songs. The second half's not going to be as good most of the time. It ain't like that. Sunshine's an interesting song because it was about Jerry Cantrell's mother, and it's a ballad like slow, mid-pace rocker, I guess you could say. It's not really grunge. It has a grunge-ish little bit feel to it, but put you down something like Guns N' Roses would do. So that's why I like it. A lot of people don't like it, that song. And it kind of comes out of nowhere because it's more of like the hard rock edge instead of the grunge edge. Confusion I like, a lot of people don't like. It's just it's more of like a mid-tempo rocker song. And then I Know Something About You is almost like a bluesish, can't even say it, blues-ish type, almost like a Motley Crue type song. Like, not necessarily glam, but like something you would see a lot of those 80s hair metal bands I listen to do all the time. And Real Thing's another rocker to end this album. So there's not really a lot of grunge on here. That's why I like this album. I actually love this album pretty much, but it's the only Alice in Chains album I really love. And yeah, maybe they haven't found their sound yet, as Cantrell said, but to me, this is what makes this band. And if you hear both these records, especially, well, a lot on Dirt too, but especially on here, you can hear like a doom metal sound. Like there's a Cantrell, you can tell he's a big Black Sabbath influence, and he played on the Ozzy covers album, which was fucking worthless. But yeah, you can hear like blues, funk a little bit, and doom and heavy metal. So this is why this is a metal record. And Dirt is, the singles were almost all metal, and the middle was kind of like grunge. So it's a little bit of a mix on that album. But anyway, that's why I like Facelift a lot more. Well, I didn't say a lot more, but more than Dirt, even though it's more inconsistent and it's more diverse. But since I don't like grunge, I grew up with like 80s hard rock metal and glam and hair metal. Obviously, when that came along, I'm biased, so that's why I don't like it. But I'm interested in hearing what you guys think. Are they grunge or are they metal? They're probably a mix of both because, like I said, the third album, I have it on CD. I listened to it when it came out. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's the guitar? Where's the metal bass based like music? But the third album's all grunge. So I don't know what if Lane Staley was like the Abbott Brothers and Pantera, where they moved away from the sound because they didn't like it and then they think it was a joke, or he wasn't. He knew that sound was dying and he wanted to modernize himself with the times. I don't know. Nobody really knows why they went from like a hair metal, Guns N' Roses, hard rock metal to a mix to pure grunge. We will probably never know, but you could tell the band itself, Lane notwithstanding, that it's a metal-based band. That's my opinion. That's what I wanted to get out there. I just wanted to let you know and make a video since Dirt was the 30th anniversary yesterday, and it was still on my mind, and I just want to make a video for you guys, and let me know what you think. I'll put another video at the end here and the subscribe button, and keep on rocking. Catch you later.